Today we're going to create a fog effect. So let's start off with create new HTML5 canvas. The first thing we'll want to do is import an image to our background. So let me create a background layer. You can either do file, import, import to stage, copy and paste an image, or drag a file over. Remember, only the dimensions that match your stage will fit, so if it hangs off the bottom, this part down at the bottom will not be seen. So you'll either need to choose part of your image to crop off or resize your image. Scaling this picture down seems to look okay, so I'm just going to leave it like that and lock my layer. On top of that, I'm going to create a new layer and I'm going to call that fog. On my fog layer, I'm going to want to go to the brush tool, make sure my paint bucket color is the color that I want to use for my fog. I'm going to want mine to be white. I will want my brush to be round and my size to be a bit larger. I'm going to go with somewhere in the mid-20s. 24 seems okay. And then I'm just going to draw some shapes without any real definition on the part where I want the fog to show up. Then I want to select all of this and I'm going to make a copy of it so that I can make this scroll around. The easiest way to select everything is to click the frame on that layer. Then I'm going to right click on the shape and select copy. Then I'm going to paste it. I'm going to choose paste in place so that it's in the same location vertically. I'm then holding shift while I drag this. That will force it to move in a straight line. Notice that my line at the top is lined up with the other side. And I'm going to move that over just past my last line. So now I have the same exact shape repeated. Then I'm going to go back to my layer and create a motion tween on my layer. And I'll expand this out to maybe about 100. Now on my last frame, I'm going to take my second shape and I'm going to move that over to where it's almost back to its starting location. See how everything lines up almost perfectly? And if I did it right, the amount of space between each of these dots will be the amount of space that I left before it gets back to the beginning. So when I run this, at the end it should be practically right back at the beginning. And then if I insert frame to make my background exist the whole time, this should loop and us not see a jump from when it gets to the end back to the beginning. Here's our end. And that goes smoothly through and we don't even notice the transition back to the beginning. Once I have all the movement looking the way I want it to, I'm going to go back to frame 1. If we change something at the beginning, it should automatically be applied to the whole thing. I'm going to click on my symbol so that I have my symbol 1 selected. And I'm going to go to filters and I'm going to add a blur filter. I'm going to change this to high quality and I'm going to drag those numbers over until it looks like fog. And you can't see the shapes anymore. If I press Ctrl Enter, then we'll see our effect on the screen. Feel free to adjust any of the blur settings until you get to a setting that you like. Once you're finished, we need to save our work. I'm going to put mine in my Web Design Animate folder and then save. Go to my Publish settings. Make sure that's in my Website Animate folder. Hit Save and Publish to create those files. Hit OK, and then we can save our Publish settings and close Animate. Back over in Dreamweaver, open our Animate index. If our fog hasn't shown up yet, hit refresh to reload our file list. I'm going to create a blank line under golf and add my fog there. I'm going to save my index. The star means it has not been saved yet. Select my Animate folder and upload my Animate folder, and then it should be available on my website. Check back, click on fog, and here is the final product on the website.